All right, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started with our Friday night Shabbat service. We're going to begin by lighting the Shabbat candles. I'd like to invite everyone to turn to page 4 for the blessing as we light the candles this evening. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Okay. I'd like to invite everyone to turn to page 10, and we will continue with Yedid Nefesh, page 10, at the top of the page. Yedid Nefesh, Av HaRachaman, Meshoch Avdach, El Retzonach, Yarutz Avdach Kemo Hayal, Yishtachave Mul Hadarach, Ki erav lo yedidutach mino fetzuf vechol tam. Beautiful, splendorous light of the world, my soul is sick with love. God, please heal her by bathing her in your serene light. Then she shall surely be strengthened and healed and be your servant forever. Bottom stanza. Higalena ufros chaviv alai et sukat shelomach ta'ir eretz mikevodach nagila v'nismecha bach Maher ahuv kiva moed v'choneni ki me olam la 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 Lai, 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 la da 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 da, ya da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, ya da 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 da, la da 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 da, ya da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da. La da 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 da. We'll turn ahead to page 11 and continue with Lefun and Ranana, top of the page. Lechun eran lena ladonai Naria letzur Yishenu nekad mafanav betoda Bizmirot naria lo Kiel gadol Adonai Umelech gadol al kol Elohim asher beado mechere haaretz v'toafot harim lo. The heavens shall be glad and the earth rejoice, the sea and its fullness roar, the meadows and all that grows in them exult. Even the trees of the forest shall sing praise as Adonai comes to judge the earth, judging lands with righteousness and people with divine truth. We'll continue with Yismechu Hashamayim, middle of page 14. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim. V'tagel haaretz, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. Yiram hayam, yiram hayam, yiram hayam, umlo, yiram hayam. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umlo, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, hashamayim, Yismechu hashamayim, v'tagel haaretz. We'll turn ahead to page 21 and we'll continue with Mizmor LeDavid, Psalm 29. Please rise at the top of the page, page 21. Mizmor LeDavid, Havol Adonai Bnei Elim, Havol Adonai Kavod Va'oz, Havol Adonai Kevod Shemo, Hishtachavol Adonai Behadrat Kodesh, Kol Adonai al Hamayim, El HaKavod Hirim, Adonai al Mayim Rabim, Kol Adonai ba'koaf, Kol Adonai behadar, Kol Adonai shover arazim, Vayeshaber Adonai et arzei halvanon, Vayarkidem kemo egel, Levanon veSirion, Kemo ven re'emim, Kol Adonai chosed la'avodesh, Kol Adonai yachil midbar, Yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, Kol Adonai yecholel layalot, Vayechesov ye'arot, Uvehechalo kulo omer kavod, Adonai lamabul yashav, Vayeshev Adonai melech le'olam, Adonai oz le'amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You may be seated. We'll continue now with Lachadodi. Starting on page 23, we'll do the first two stanzas, and then the middle stanza on 24, and the final stanza on 25. That's when we'll all rise and face the entrance to welcome Shabbat. Page 23. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Shahamor v'zachor bedibur echad, Hishmi anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shem u'tiferet ve'litchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha, Ki hi mekor haberacha, Merosh mikedem nesucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machashavah techila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, middle of 24. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumiori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the entrance. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon, planted in the house of Adonai. They flourish in our God's courtyards. We'll continue with Tzadikat Tamar, middle of page 28. Tzadikat Tamar yiferach, ke'erez balvanon yiske shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva Deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatabo. Before we continue with Mariv, I'd like to invite everyone to turn to page 178, and we'll continue with the prayer for the state of Israel at the top of the page. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Barech, Barech, et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit smichat geulateinu, hagen aleha be'evrat chastecha, uferos aleha sukat shelomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael v'goalo. Avinu Sheba Shamayim, stronghold and redeemer of the people Israel, bless the state of Israel that it may be the beginning of our redemption. Shield it with your love, spread over it the shelter of your peace. Guide its leaders and advisors with your light and your truth. Help them with your good counsel. Strengthen the hands of those who defend our holy land. Deliver them, crown their efforts with triumph. Bless the land with peace and its inhabitants with lasting joy. And let us say, Amen. We will now turn back a few pages to page 173, and we will continue with the Mishaberach prayer for those who are ill. If you have the name of someone you want to say this evening, please go ahead and rise. And after we read through the names on our list, we'll go around the room. You'll be able to say the name out loud. If there's anyone online, you can unmute at that time as well. We will continue on the top left-hand corner of the page, or if you grabbed a Shabbat flyer, the words can also be found on the back of the Shabbat flyer as well. The Debbie Friedman Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Leah bat Sarah, Yaakov Achana bat Rivka Simcha, Shena Razel bat Sima, Adam Chaim ben Sarah, Nisan ben Esther, Shoshana Lena bat Yochevet, Kira bat Ariel, Batcha bat Chana, Talia Devora bat Brana, Judith Siegel, Yehudit bat Ruth, Ernest Edinger, Yisrael ben Ita, Don Satz, David ben Leah, Melissa Lawrence, Shemira Cherut bat Sarah, Jack Azuz, Yaakov ben Limid, Richard Levine, Reuven Yaakov ben Leah, Rick Hammer, Ezra ben Yedaroisha, Diane Chodorow, Jennifer Brown Lerner, Eva Kiris, Ken Gasser, Harvey Kolchin, Jennifer Hayden, Julia Damero, Elva Pineda, Judy Pitkovsky, Nancy Levick, Killian Parker, Tanya Bobrick, Marion Camerlingo, Terry Lukanik, Stephen Lukanik, Robert Lukanik, Patty Locks, Gary Guto, Nancy Rummage, Lynn Sinowitz, Chessie Idenopoulos, Francis Gilston, Doris Duhigg, Amy Stone, June Shadman, Pam Daly, Andrew Bustamante, Linda August, Damon LaForce, Judy Pitkovsky, Judy Sherman, and Virginia Fell.
Sophia Rogers.
Isra Meyer and Caleb Ennis.
Is there anyone online who would like to add a name?
Yes, Paige and Malachi, Mao, Stephen Cohen, and Barry Stone.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Charles Gelfand, Chaim Ba'er, Ben Rochel Etal.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Mi shebeirach imotenu mekor abraha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. May they all find the healing that they so need and so deserve. We'll continue with the Mariv service on page 39A. I'd like to invite everyone to please rise for the Baruch at the top of the page. Again, page 39A. Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Amen.
You may be seated. Please join me on the English side in the middle of the page. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's divisions, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name. Living and ever-present God, may your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. U'ma'avir yom u'mevi laila, u'mavdil ben yom u'vein laila, Adonai Tsevaot shemo, el chai v'chayam, tamim loch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'mariv aravin. We'll continue now with Ahavat Olam, which is the blessing right before the Shman Ve'ahavta on page 40. And Brooklyn, why don't you come up and help us with Shman Ve'ahavta? We'll do Ahavat Olam first, page 40. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael, Amacha Ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, b'shofeinu u'vekumeinu, nasiach bechukecha, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו Israel. Page 41, Brooklyn will lead us. Go ahead. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Good job. Thank you so much. We'll continue privately, page 42. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Top of 43a. אמת ואמונה כל זאת וקיים עלינו, כי הוא אדוני אלוהינו ואין זולתו, ואנחנו ישראל עמו. God's children beheld the power of the divine. They praised and acknowledged God's name willingly, accepting God's sovereignty. And then Moses, Miriam, and the people of Israel joyfully sang unto you. We'll continue with Mi Chamocha, top of page 44. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai, Mi Chamocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot osef ele, מלכותך ראו בניך בוקר ים לפני משה, זה לי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. We'll continue with Hashkivenu, the nighttime prayer for peace, page 45. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings, for you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ברוך אתה אדוני, הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל כל עמו Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen.
We'll continue with Veshamru and Chatzi Kaddish, page 46. Please rise. Veshameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. Lai beini uvein bnei Yisrael oti leolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz, uvayom hashvi'i shavat vayinafash. Yitgadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba. Be'almadi v'rach kirutei ve'amlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala u'vizman kari ve'imeru amen. Yehi shemei Rabba mevarach le'alam le'al Yitbarach ve'ishtabach v'itpa'ar v'itramam v'itnaseh v'itadar v'italev v'talal shemir kodesha barichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushpechata v'nefemata damiran be'alma ve'imeru amen. We'll continue now with the private silent Amidah that begins on page 47 and concludes on page 52. If you are still reciting the Amidah, please continue. We will now turn to page 54 and continue with the full Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Be'almadi v'ra kirutei ve'amlik makutei b'chayechonu v'yomechonu u'v'chayidechol Beit Yisrael b'agalav izman karim ve'immeru. Amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'le'al me'almaya yitbarach. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitumam v'yitmaseh v'yithadar v'yitleh v'yitlal shmei d'kudesh ha'barichu. Leila min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran be'alama ve'immeru. Amen. Titgabal tzalot ahon v'aton d'chol Yisrael kodam avon divishmaya ve'immeru. Amen. Yehi shlam rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'immeru. Amen. Ose shalom mimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'immeru. Amen. We'll continue now with the Friday evening Kiddush on page 55. Please rise or remain standing. Savrim Aran v'Rabbanan v'Rabbotai, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabahat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta ve'oranu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinachalta Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabat. L'chaim. We'll continue with Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol l'teit gedula le'otzeh reshit Shelo asanu kegoye haratzon velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama Shelo samat Elokeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim Lifnei melech malachei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shehu Noteh Shamayim Ve'Yosed Haaretz U'Moshav Yekaro B'Shamayim Mima'al U'Shechinatu Zo Begovhei Meromim Hu Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato Kakatuv Betorato Ve'adata hayom ve'hashevota el levavecha Ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim B'shamayim mima'al ve'al haaretz mitachat einod Al ken nekavel achar Eloheinu. Hakatuv betoratecha Adonai imloch leolam va'ed ve'ne'emar ve'hayel Adonai lemelech al kol ha'aretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. We will now take a moment to remember those who are no longer with us. This Shabbat, we remember the yurt sites for the upcoming week of Anna Sachs, Blanche Sudman, Edia Alpas, George Bernstein, Jonathan Brody, Leah Satz, Mark Katz, Morris Fisher, Naomi Schwarnart, Paul Lerner, Pearl Rosenblum, Sydney Matz, and Sylvia Oberstein. And if there's anyone else that you are remembering this evening, please take a moment to remember them in your mind and in your heart. May their memory be for goodness and for a blessing. We'll continue with Mourner's Cottage, page 58. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah Be'alma Divarach Hirutei Ve'amlich Malchutei B'chayechon U'v'yomechon U'v'chayei Dechol Beit Israel Ba'agala U'vizman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mevarach Le'alam Al'maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemed kudesha b'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You may be seated. In just a few moments, we'll conclude with Yigdal, but before then, we have some announcements.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. The services tomorrow morning are at our usual time, 9:30. There will be a Kiddush luncheon tomorrow, and it's sponsored by Doris Duhigg in memory of her husband, John Duhigg, and we thank Doris very much for her generosity. Every week we have a weekday morning minyan services here in the chapel on Mondays and Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and always looking for more people to join the minyan. There is a bagel and coffee breakfast afterwards, so you will be well rewarded. We do hope more people will come so that we can be sure to make a minyan. We'll have a Sunday Lag BaOmer hot dog picnic on May 3rd at 12 noon. Come enjoy kosher hot dog and help us celebrate Lag BaOmer and also to fundraise for the community. RSVP is online, or you can mail a check to Beth and Brian Stewart, who are hosting and sponsoring the event. May 9th, we're having a special Mother's Day service. Our very own Rebbitzin, Myra, is going to give a talk relating the Parsha to mothers and to Mother's Day. And we'll be having extra special celebrations that day, May 9th. Harvey Buchholter will be chanting the Haftarah in honor of his Bar Mitzvah anniversary. And the Buchholters, together with Rabbi Angus and his family, will be co-sponsoring the Kiddush luncheon in honor of Harvey's Bar Mitzvah anniversary, and also the rabbis and Myra's son Noah's Bar Mitzvah anniversary as well. The next junior congregation will be Saturday morning, May 9th at 10:15. And all religious school-age children and their families are welcome to attend. Tat Shabbat will have two Tat Shabbat events in May, May 15th at 5 p.m. and May 23rd, which is a Saturday, 10:30 in the morning. And it's aimed at young children up to 6 years old. Reach out to Don Thompson or Angelina Lopez Brody if you have any questions or to let them know you're coming. May 16th, we'll be having our first ever Pride Shabbat, where we will celebrate and show support to our members of the LGBTQIA+ community here at Bnai. The service itself will be our usual service, but there will be a few readings, special blessings, and participation by members of the LGBT community. Sisterhood is having a luncheon jointly with the Congregation Albert Sisterhood. That is May 17th. And that'll be starting at 11:30. There will be a special speaker, Barb Greenberg, will be speaking about women's empowerment. She is a well-known author and storyteller. Please RSVP by May 13th. Reach out to Vicky Camalingo or Belina Avner for more information and to RSVP. Registration and enrollment for the religious school for fall is opening in just a few weeks. Be on the lookout for more information. Shavuot is beginning Thursday evening, May 21st, and we'll have morning services on Friday. We'll have evening services May 21st, morning services Friday, May 22nd at 9:30, And services for the second day will be Saturday morning at our usual time, 9:30. Yizkor will be that Saturday. We'll be having a Tikkun Leil Shavuot, a traditional Shavuot study session on that Thursday night, May 21st. I'll be on the lookout for more information. And finally, again, thank you for joining us. And we do have a small Oneg Shabbat in the lobby after services, and everyone is welcome.
Okay. Yeshkoach, thank you. And we want to thank Marty and Ellen for setting up the Oneg. As we've been mentioning lately, we're having some turnover with volunteers in regards to the Oneg. So if you or anybody you know is interested in wanting to be part of the rotation to help, sponsor and set up the Oneg on Friday nights, please let us know. We're always looking for people. Okay, page 62, we will conclude with Yigdal. יגדל אלוהים חי וישתבח נמצא ועינת אל מציאותו אחד ואין יחיד כייחודו נעלם וגם אין סוף לאחדותו אין לו דמות הגוף ואינו גוף לא נערוך אליו קדושתו קדמון לכל דבר אשר נברא ראשון ואין ראשית לראשיתו הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר יורה גדולתו ומלכותו שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומביט את תמונתו תורת אמת נתן לעמו על יד נביאו נאמן ביתו לא יחליף האל ולא ימיר דתו לעולמים לזולתו צופה ויודע סתרנו מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו גומר לאיש חסד כמפעלו נותן לרשע רע כרישתו ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו לבדוק מחכה קץ ישועתו מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו ברוך עד שם תהילתו מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו ברוך עד שם תהילתו. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Please join us in the lobby for the Oneg. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos.